Deuteronomy 33:25 comes to my mind when I think of grace. As your days, so shall your strength be. As I try to pay tribute to this lovely lady, think of those words. As your days, so may your strength be. Major spoke the last 2 Sundays on names and the significance of names and what they mean, and talked about the different names of God. And all I could think of was the meaning of grace. Says it all, doesn't it? Her very name. Grace was there when I was born. I wasn't there when she was born. Let's get that straight. She was there when I was born. Her and my mother were great friends, and great friends with several of you people in the audience who were Girl Guards together. And I never forgot, Grace called me Eddie. The last time I saw her a couple months ago with Faye in the hospital, I walked in the room. She had a way of making me feel so young. You got it. Eddie. Oh, boy, it brought back a lot of memories. It's been a long time since I was Eddie. Grace had a unique way about her, at least towards me. When she was still single and her fiance was over in Germany, she was waiting for him to come home and get married. How many of you had a loved one in the World War II? Or one? Yep, and you waited anticipatingly for them to come home, right? Grace was there. She waited, she wrote, she couldn't, and when he came home, she came to me and said, Eddie, he's given his testimony at a men's fellowship meeting, and I want you to be there. I've invited several other male Corps cadets, and I was like 10 or 12 years old. We walked in, and there was a German flag on a table with all kinds of German elements there, from uniforms to a German dagger. Oh, my eyes were on that dagger. She said, Charlie wants to give them to you and share them with your brother. I have an epaulet from a German uniform. I have several medals and that German flag. He wrapped them up. You know how I felt as a 12-year-old boy when he gave those to me? Why? Because Grace suggested it. We know to take the advice of our wife, don't we? Charlie also embarrassed Grace many times. I remember at Christmas time, Harvest Festival, he was great. The farmers would bring their stuff in and he put how many remember Harvest Festival? Stalks and flowers, and then you auction it off. Charlie put it up and made the chapel look great. But at Christmas, he made a lot of homemade decorations. Oh, he decorated everything, including the altar. And he always said to Grace, nobody can do it cheaper than I do. And she said, it usually is cheap. When he came here, you should have seen the decorations he had planned. Did you see them, Kathy? He had homemade decorations and a place for everything. And Grace said to me, Eddie, you got to talk to him. That's a no-no here. We have people who decorate, and they do a good job. Please tell Charlie. Oh, but Charlie said to me when I talked to him, they can't do it cheaper than I do. He was unique, and he embarrassed her on several occasions. I just want to tell you that Grace was my Sunday school teacher, then the YPSM, and at Christmas time, we used to get a hardtack candy in a box with a tangerine. That was it, right? How many of you got that at Christmas time? Yeah, sure, but not Grace. She had a good job. She was supervisor at the filing department of a chemical company, Roman Haas in Philadelphia. And she gave us each a gift. One year, I'll never forget, she gave us pencils, lead pencils. I never saw a lead pencil. A pen, yes, but not. She was so proud to do that. Where she worked, she took up a collection at Christmas time, and she gave out the message of the Salvation Army. I was home from training for Christmas, and she said, come and say thank you to the ladies for me and tell them a little bit about the Army. I did, but that's what she thought of me, the confidence in a young fella to do that. 2 stories I got to tell you real quick. One, my brother played the guitar. I tried. He played the guitar and he sang quite often in the meetings. He sang, "It is no secret what God can do." and the other one is somebody bigger than you and me. I don't hear them too often, but Grace loved them. When she came here and we were here, she said to me, "Oh, I remember your brother singing those songs." I said, "Grace, I do too, but you never asked me to sing. Why?" She said, "I heard you sing." The other thing was in the hospital. I walked in the room and I said, "Hi, Grace, what are you doing here?" Right, Faye? And she said, "I don't know. There's nothing wrong with me. I just can't stand up." As her days, so was her strength. God bless her memory.